I prefaced the show last time with referring to this song by 24K Golden. And if you don't know how to spell Golden, it's Goldn. I've been spelling it wrong all these years, apparently. And that features END, or pretty good song. I like it. It's called Mood. And like many tunes that, there's always been this like radio version that you like. And then you hear the explicit version, totally different, right? I mean, you love the song. You've been singing it to yourself. Maybe your kids are hip to it. They're singing it with you in the car. You switch it to XM radio and suddenly the kids are bouncing to a different tune and you're panicking. You're like, oh my gosh, right? Well, I brought that up really just to preface this. This is going to be about mood, and not so deep in the mood as much as ethanol has flagged and disrupted the production and functionality of your neurotransmitters, especially dopamine and serotonin. But today we're going to focus on dopamine. So dopamine has been getting a lot of attention lately, both in the recovery community and about the population at large, with the chatter covering and concerning mainly dopamine addiction. Right? They're concerned about the kids because we get a lot of dopamine hits throughout the day. I mean, from our smartphone, we get all these texts every day, all these notifications. Man, I've turned most of my notifications off because it's crazy. Social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever you want, other stimulants that we have throughout the day. We're just getting bombarded every day with dopamine hits. And you have to admit, those are without any chemical triggers. So there's no ethanol involved with all that dopamine, right? So we're already getting this large amount of dopamine into the receptors. So when you drink ethanol, so in addition to that, you're going to get this chemical that excites the dopamine receptors. I mean, so much so that they sort of explode, right? The firing rate into this neurotransmitter is just too much too soon. This is a good thing, right? More dopamine. Now I'm motivated. I'm lit up and I'm motivated. I can take on the world. But you got to admit that, the things you're motivated to do and say while you're on ethanol are generally unproductive, right? When you're buzzed. Nothing ever good comes out of that. And life after the ethanol, say you're in recovery, the overstimulation, it's dull and boring. And the regular things that once gave you those dopamine hits, they really don't do it anymore. You're simply not motivated or driven toward anything any longer. Ethanol has overloaded these dopamine receptors and basically you blew a fuse. You need to get reset. The breaker's tripped and you need to get really unbroken. So I have 3 beautiful Cocker Spaniels and I've really done a job on them. I've over-treated them, meaning I love to give these guys treats. I mean, in fact, I think I get a dopamine release just upon the idea of giving them treats and going to the treat jar to open it up, because when they hear it, they'll run to it. So I get this reward from seeing them so playful and happy, just when I say treat, right? And they hear this and they jump on me, they run around in circles and they'll do anything I say, sit, stand, lay. So I get my own release from that, but they're so excited.